powered by Riverside FM.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to the Fun Time Super Terrific Happy Hour. Welcome, Chandler.
Welcome, Choey. Dude, is she retiring or what?
She is resigning from her at the school.
All right, so she's taking another career path or another chapter in her career, right? That they
Yeah,
say something like
she's
that.
kind of dealing with a lot of personal stuff.
Yeah.
Like right now,
Well, you didn't have to say that, man. But I was just like, but that's cool, man. Is she listening to the podcast? Have you told her about us?
I told her a little bit about it, but I'm gonna definitely send her like the link. I'll share like to this episode whenever it goes. I'll send it straight to her so that way she can check it out.
It'll go tomorrow, for sure. Just so you know.
You know what? I don't want you to give me any attitude.
It'll go out. It releases every Friday. Yeah, okay, that's true. That's true.
But I figured it was just implied.
Exactly. Anyway, we're gonna roll on to the holidays.
Here are today's effing holidays.
Did you know October 17th is National Pay It Back a Friend Day, sir? Show your friends some love this National Pay It Back a Friend Day. Surprise them with a gift or act of kindness that they'll never forget. I don't think you or I owe each other money, but I have other friends that owe me some money, and hint, hint, right? Wink, wink.
Well, I'm sitting there looking at it. I'm like, some dude had to drop 5K in order to drop the hint for somebody to pay him back his money. He probably did come out in the positive on this one.
What do they call that? Passive aggressive? It's like, damn, dude, you could have just asked me.
I feel like it's like a really stupid aggressive move though at this point. Like I'm gonna pay 5K because you owe me $20.
I think it'd have been funnier if they're like National Payback a Friend Day, Keith.
Keith Washington,
Yeah.
502 to Tacoma Drive.
Dude, if there's a Keith
Dallas.
Washington that listens, they're like, what the heck? They don't owe them money. But no, you know what I mean? It's also Wear Something National. God, man, I can't talk. Wear Something Gaudy Day, man. Get ready to embrace your inner fashionista on Wear Something Gaudy Day. Bold patterns, bright colors, and over-the-top accessories are a must. That's either an 80s outfit or something from the Chandler High School collection. But like I didn't even think about it like that. You know, like the mafia. Wear some pinstripe suits, right?
And people are like, what are you wearing? And they're like, wear something gaudy day. No,
don't worry about it, right? If you know, you know. Isn't that right, boss? How's your week been so far?
From the guy in the place with the thing.
Yeah. How's your week been so far? I've been on break. I did some things, but just kind of relaxing right now, taking care of things.
You know what? I'm super jealous because you would figure like universities would have fall breaks if school district has one, but we don't.
Because we're the only smart ones right now. I was talking to somebody actually earlier today, one of my fantasy football friends, and I was like, "This is like a good smart breakup because from Labor Day all the way to Thanksgiving was like nonstop as a teacher. Now like there's only 5 weeks to go, and then it's spring break and it's spring break. It's Thanksgiving time, Seriously, man, I have no idea what it is. Apparently, I can't talk today, but it's pretty cool, man. It allowed me to get things done too.
No, I'm jealous.
Yeah. Well, it was always what I call it a half holiday because the kids would be off those days on Monday, but we'd have to work. But it'd be a little bit less stress, right? Just stupid PD. You'd be sitting there.
Well,
Speaking of PD,
well,
I know this isn't on here. I'm going to
remember,
say it now, right? Oh, you go, man. I'm sorry. I'll save my PD story for a second. Yeah.
And we actually had it all.
Yeah. Dude, you remember your starfish story? That I like to bring up, like to reference. We had a PD. It was I was into September. There's a Monday. The kids are. It wasn't like it wasn't a holiday, but we gave the kids a day off, and we had a PD day, and we had this lady talking, and honestly, it was it was one of those PDs where you're like, what the heck? I told people later, like
there's no connection here.
No offense to the lady, right? Because she tried her best, but like she was just. basically she was talking about how to map out the teaks, and I was like, dude, I've been doing that for over a decade. I don't really need to know this, right? The only thing I remember from that PD was watching a video where this lady teacher was wearing a sweater vest and her haircut, and I spent thinking the whole time, what year was this video made? Like that was what I got out of it. I was like, was this the late 90s? Was it 2000? Like I was trying to figure out. I was googling up women wearing sweater vests. I was like, when was that a fashion trend? I was trying to figure out when this late. I was just like, other than that, man,
It's all, hey guys.
it's like black and white. You're like, and then they start playing the MASH song, and you're like, what? Or they got the Lassie. Lassie.
I think by the teaks is groovy.
Exactly.
What the hell?
Roll up to the headlines for the week, sir.
It's time for this week's edition of Choey and Chandler's Headlines. Yay! Hooray!
But all right, moving on to this week's headlines. All right, although this week's headlines really from last week, dude. So one of my teachers woke up Friday, and I'm the early riser, right? So I'm at school. A lot of teachers, well, not everyone, but some of them, they get up at 6, they get there around 7 or whatever, right? She texts us saying she's like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna make it to school today. But she sends a photo of her thermometer reading out like she had 103 point something fever, right? And
Wow.
Me being Chandler, I'm like, I love how you had to quote unquote prove that you were sick. I was like, we were gonna believe you if you were just said you were out, you know. But she's like, nah. It's just, to me, it's funny. She's like, I had to prove. She had to take a screenshot. Later on, I was trying not to mess with her because I know she was feeling bad. But I was sending her memes of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I was just like the photo of like save Ferris. So are we gonna have a water tower with your name on it, like save you, you know? And then the one where he's like the tips
are you feeling like this? Have like a picture of diarrhea at the toilet. Is this happening right now?
I did send her a GIF of when Ferris Bueller was giving us 3 tips to fake out his parents, and she's like, stop it. She's like, how she actually sent me a how rude back from a Full House, which I thought was amazing because I swear this girl, as awesome as she is, I swear she's like 24. I'm like, I want to be like, you know who that is? That's awesome. But now I was just like, I'm just playing around. Yeah, Fuller House, and the first time I heard a student say Fuller House, I thought they misspoke. And then I was the dumb one. It's like, no, that's the sequel, I guess you'd say, right? The continuation. And I'm like, oh, my bad.
So maybe that's how they know Stephanie Tanner from back pre-druggy Stephanie Tanner.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. She got on drugs. We're not talking like hormone drugs, right? We're talking about like other drugs.
No, because the how rude was the middle.
Yeah, but it's the same girl that had the Christina Ricci's, the Jennifer Love Hewitts. Eventually. Yeah.
But apparently, like after the show, she like fell into that whole like trend that some childhood actors do, where like she got into like some bad like.
Oh, okay. So this is before Fuller House, not post Fuller House, right? Okay, I got you. Now, so like, yeah, it was kind of crazy, dude. Now that I think about it, I gotta see if I have my song ready to go for us. Also, my second headline, it's kind of died down a little bit. Well, yes and no. These kids, man, every year, there's always toys they bring to school that I'm just like, what the heck, right? I'm still amazed that Pokemon cards are still a thing, because that was when did that come out originally? 15, 20 plus years ago? And kids still have it.
Yeah, it probably sounds like about right. Yeah, 15, 20 years.
But I got kids, I know I'm 3rd grade, and they're still young, but they'll bring toys that they want to bring out to recess, but it's on their desk, and if they don't put it away, like I end up grabbing it. I'm like, I'll just hold on to this, because apparently this is going to distract you. And if it's not a toy like that, it's paper airplanes, man. Which I guess like the science lady, which was the teacher that was sick on Friday, she does science social studies, and sometimes if they get their work done, there's she has like a little activity center where they can, like make paper airplanes or whatever, right? So like the end of the day, I always get these, or even the last class, which comes straight from her, and even my class at the end of the day, right before we go home, they come from her. And I always got kids with paper airplanes. I'm like, put that away now. Put that away now. Sometimes they make it in my class, and they just start, and I'm just like, I have to get on. I'm like, we're not. This is a math class. We're not tested flight right now. You do that at recess, But I swear, man, every year kids find something new. Frustrating.
Hey, you want to hear an
Are
interesting
you
factoid?
looking down or frozen? Yeah, go.
Did you know that Jodie Sweetin?
Mhm.
There's a birthday with a certain star on this show,
Oh, it's not this guy, is it?
and it's not.
Oh, you gotta say that again.
Y'all have the same
You
birthday.
cut out on me.
Y'all have the same birthday.
Is it me? Is it really?
Yeah, she's
I thought
exactly
it for
2 years
I thought
younger
for sure
than
it
you.
was not me. No way. Only 2 years younger?
Yeah,
That's
she's
crazy. Because when
born in
she was doing how
in your same month on your same day in '82.
yeah. But when she was doing the How Rude stuff, when she was doing Full House originally, I thought she was way younger. Well, yeah, I guess it.
Yeah,
I
she's
just thought she
probably
was way younger than me.
probably what
But
8
that's
or 9
crazy,
when
man.
she's doing that.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you're right. I guess I'm confusing her right now in my head with the Olsen twins and Michelle. Because how rude she wasn't like, you got it, dude, girl. She was she wasn't quite that young. So I've tried to look for something now that I realize I have to find something later. I made something for my not one of my headlines, but for the post the after break spot. All right, my last headline, sir. This was a couple of weeks ago, and it was on one of my notepad that I write down stuff that happens, and I totally forgot about it. There was a day a girl in second grade lost her shiitake mushrooms, dude. She apparently was screaming all day in the hallway, in like the main hallway, and they had like they have like those little dividers, those like that kind of fold in and out,
Like for desks?
like a room separator.
Like for desks?
Yeah, well, like they kind of like go around a
Oh.
room, like almost like if you were to have like your own cubicle type thing that kind of like folds in and out. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
it's
no, I
so.
got Yeah, now I got you.
She was. We passed her, I think, on the way to specials, and she was surrounded by like 3 adults, and then I think as we were going to lunch, they had like this little divider thing kind of around her in the corner. But I think by that point there were like 4 adults. I don't know the exact cause and everything, right? But it was apparently this girl just didn't want to go to class, and like that was her day, was on the floor, like in the main hallway, and there were just adults around her. And I guess at some point they tried to like they used that divider thing to kind of corral her, hide her, because I do remember later someone saying we're some things we're trying to pick up. We didn't score as well as we should have, right, on Star. And so district comes in a lot, and so I know someone later said that they're glad district got to come in and see that, because they'd be like, now you can see that we have kids like this that are just crazy, Yeah, this is what we deal with on a daily basis, It's just like but any headlines for you, sir?
No, I'm good.
No?
Enjoying the next little bit of kind of weather, so it's not like in your
Yeah,
butt all
it's
sweaty.
it's still warm, but I guess not quite as warm as it used to be. What's cool, what I love, because I like to get to school early, is it's pretty nice in the mornings, man. I roll the windows down on the drive, and then until about 10 o'clock, and then it's like, or 9:30. You're like, what's going on, man? It's South Texas. Hey, last thing here before we take a break, I want to share something that I learned a couple of days ago, and it's one of those way out of the ballpark kind of trivia stuff, but it makes a hell of a lot of sense. Oops, well, FCC doesn't mute that. I guess we'll let it go. Dude, did you know like places that don't get a lot of rain don't tend to not have a lot of trees? And I was like, what, is that true? So I was like, I asked like Alexa and stuff, and it came up, and then I started reading about it. Hold up, man. Alexa, shut up before it starts talking. Yeah, but it makes sense. Trees are part of the water cycle, right? So like they're part of like so like it helps. So I was just like, I wonder if in our area of the state, if like, so I started like, man, if we had more trees, maybe we get more rain. But then I'm like, well, we got, like, it'd be kind of hard to plant trees, because we don't really have that kind of soil, It almost feel like a
Well,
catch.
we have.
I started being like,
I
it's like a chicken or an egg type thing, you know? Can we get
I think
trees
so.
without water, or do we need water to get the trees type? You know what I mean? But so just throwing that out there. Learn that this week, man. And that's something I was
Well, now you made
something productive I got. Uh-huh.
Would it rain there?
Well, I mean, yeah, but I guess you'd have to get trees that could like grow there, you know, besides cactus, you know. But yeah, it's like that's what I'm saying. Like to me, it's like one of those. Like, was it one of those? Was it Austin Powers 2 where he went back in time or whatever? And he's like, "Oh, I've gone cross-eyed." I feel like when I think about this, like I get cross. I'm like, do you need water to grow the trees, or do you need the trees to get the rain to get the water? I'm like, what comes first, man? But like I said, I'm just throwing it out there, man.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. But you think on that as we go to break, all right?
We say prost, Gumby, cheers mate, and cheers mate again, or simply cheers. Sometimes it's all toss Santa, other times it's cheers you effing hoser, you effing hoser. We also say sawday, salute saluti, or tagay, skull. Let's all say Nazdarovia in the Russian way. In Vietnam we shout out yo, Walugi Wawa makes South Africa glow. In Portugal it's a solid soul, in Budmo Ukraine's here to stay. In Thailand we clink and shout out Sean, then back to the bar till the liquor's gone. For Jamaica it's a loud yawn, no matter the place we drink till dawn. In India we say cheers, or body hole. Hungary says he just did it, don't go too slow. New Caledonia joins in with a both, let it flow. In Taiwan we shout out Ganbei, and Singapore says Yam Sing all the way. Cheers, cheers around the world.
Hi there, I'm here to help Choey and Chandler to read an advertisement for buyblacket.com. Please shop buyblacket.com. Are you looking for unique gifts at unbeatable prices? Then look no further. Buyblacket.com has quality merchandise for everyone on your list, from gifts for cat and dog lovers to American fans, beer enthusiasts, and even Jesus lovers. As for teachers, we didn't forget about you. Please don't miss our funny attire to brighten up your classroom. So bring a smile to your loved ones' faces and shop buyblacket.com today. Tell them Choey and Chandler sent you.
Hi there, Ryan Reynolds here on behalf of my friends Choey and Chandler. You may know me from movies where I either save the world or ruin Thanksgiving. But today, folks, I'm not here to sell you cologne, crypto, or questionable NFTs. I'm actually here to tell you about Fish.audio. This isn't really me talking right now. This is my voice, made by Fish.audio, which frankly is terrifying. It sounds exactly like me, and trust me, I've heard my voice in 87 trailers. This is better. Whether you're a podcaster with a potato microphone, a game developer building an army of space dolphins, or just lonely and want a perfect Morgan Freeman to read your grocery list out loud to you, Fish.audio has you covered. Fish.audio is easily one of the best voice generation platforms I have ever used, which is saying something, because I've done voiceover for a toothpaste brand in 4 languages I don't even speak. And speaking of that, Fish.audio is cross-lingual, which means it supports 13 different languages. Their amazing program also allows you to clone voices. Fish.audio make your voice legendary, or at least make my voice say weird things. I legally can't stop you either way.
Magic
From outer
of,
space.
magic of editing, right?
It's when did that happen? Just now.
Hey, I don't think I texted you this, right? But remember when I was making those happiness overload teacher / country songs for us, right?
Yeah.
I have finally finished the 80s version album, sir. And it's
You
out
sent me that
there.
earlier today.
Okay, I didn't know if I sent it. So I'm probably a little preview for some people, right? So, dude, a lot of catchy songs there. You know, so now, actually, I was thinking, as I was watching the before you jumped on, and I was watching the Bengals Steelers. What's the next? What would you call it? Like genre I could do with the same songs? Salsa. Like I thought about doing reggae, but then I was like, well, I don't think it's gonna make as much sense. There's a duet song that doesn't make as much sense on reggae. So what do you think? Club mix?
Look at
Tejano? Okay. And we'll go with the Tejano since we're down here in South Texas. Yeah, exactly, right? Make it all Espanol. I like how you sent me that Chirrillo guy for
Dude, that was
the screenshot
crazy.
of Chirrillo.
Like, I was watching like Sports Center or something, and it was like this guy hit thing, and they said his name was like Chorio or something like that, and I was like, shut up. So I like rewound and paused the TV and was like, check this out.
You're like, no effing way.
I'm like, I exist. I exist in the fake name, but in the Spanish version.
Now we need to get you that guy's jersey so you can wear around the house, right? And a cowboy hat.
Just watch. The missus is like, you spent $300. I'm like, don't worry about it.
No, if we find that guy on Instagram and we send him this podcast, maybe we can get a sponsor. Chirrillo, and I was just like, hey, you wear my jersey. And we're like, we're Chirrillo fans. Woo! Eating chorizos, right?
Is that a magic 8-ball? A magic 8-ball?
It is a magic 8-ball. So now rolling on to the last couple of segments here, right? I had a third thing that I'm just going to save till next episode. I don't like to overload it, right? So I got something new that I want to throw out here, and I don't know how often I'll be able to do this, but I'm calling this the Great Jandini, all right? So it is an 8-ball. I'm making a prediction. I have a student that I have told my collab partner, I'm predicting this kid's going to be a lawyer, and I won't know if I'm true, if this is correct for another, 10 to 15 years. This kid likes to argue everything, Choey. I mean, everything. That I'm like, if he's not a lawyer, I don't know what's going on, man. Because I feel like he's setting himself up already for it. Dude, he asked me the same question. I think I told you this offline last week. The same question 7 times in the span of 30 seconds.
Kid, right?
Huh? Yeah. And but every time I say something, he's always tries to prove me wrong. Or I don't know if I told you this. He got in I wouldn't call it a fight. It was a pushing match in the lunch line. And I asked him why he did it, and he's like, "Well, everyone was yelling fight," and I was like. He's like, I thought I had to do it. And I'm like, nobody yells fight until someone starts pushing somebody and start fighting, man. That's where it comes from. But he's like, nope, there's something happened. I was just like, so the Great Jandini is predicting this kid's going to be a lawyer when he grows up, man. What do you think? Is my logic flawed?
I mean, that or some sort of low-level gang kind of guy who always does the stuff. They're like, he'll go do it. He's a moron.
I like how you take it the less wholesome route. You're like, no, he's either going to be a lawyer or he's going to be a hitman. One of the two. Yeah. Tomato, right? Yeah. Same thing. Same ball.
I mean, they're still going to end up in the same spot. Both are going to be in court.
Yeah.
But for different reasons.
Exactly. Exactly. He I mean, like I said, I was helping a student do something I think a week ago, and then I heard something slammed into one of my shelves, one of those metal shelves, and then he had his he was wearing his backpack in front, looked like he had a Prego belly.
Yeah.
He said he bumped into so and I'm like, that sounded like a violent bump, you know what I mean? It's like I know this is me sidetracking like I always do. Man, I got a lot of these kids. Every time I ask them why they did something, they're like, I don't know, it was an accident. So you accidentally slapped some kid in the face? Yeah. They're like, yeah. So that you got up, were walking to sharpen your pencil, and all of a sudden your hand just went right across their cheek, and they're like, yeah. What? They're like, what? I'm like, that's not doable.
Just happened to get there.
I'm just like, whatever, man.
It just happened to get there.
Yeah. He was in my way. It's like, I was just walking here. I'm like, all right, man. All right. So. Craziness. All right, dude. I keep hitting the left button on this. All right. I'm going to play a little song here. I'll put more of it in the post, right? But I want to give you a little heads up, and I'm gonna tell you a story about Friday. Okay, you cool for that? This isn't
All right.
really story time as much as it's man. If I ever hit the left button, you get to hear it. This is a little telenovela.
The teacher rose, her head ablaze, a fevered queen in a morning haze. No sob inside, despair did call, but fate stepped in, a hero tall. Yet lunchtime struck and he was gone. The chaos whispered, carry on. Oh, Friday, oh, drama before the fall. The ends, the cream, we faced it all. 6 students fled, they ran away, leaving us to survive the day. The fire drill rang, we marched outside. One student cursed the grass and cried, the ants will feast, I know their schemes, but no one listened to their screams. Back to class, the shaving cream flew, multiplying numbers and itchiness too. Oh, Friday, oh, drama before the fall. The ants, the cream, we faced it all. 6 students fled, they ran away, leaving us to survive the
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
what-
I'll
you just
explain it.
came
I'll
across
explain
that
it
or what?
line by line here in a second. Before we do that, I want to say I made a couple of those like telenovela type songs, and there was
Oh,
one.
okay. Oh,
There's another version of this song that I made that was a little bit longer, and that's why I didn't want to play it because it was like about 2 minutes 40 seconds. But they have this really cool Spanish guitar part. Like I'll send it to you. Just on, like I don't know. Do you love the Spanish guitar? Because some like I love it, man.
it's all right. It's all right.
Yeah. So like I'll send it to you. But all right. So let me explain Friday. All right. So first start off like I said. We had a teacher. One of my teachers. She woke up sick. Right. 103-degree fever. Ended up having COVID, so hopefully she's feeling a lot better because that was a week ago, right? Hopefully she's been resting. So it threw a monkey wrench in the plan. Like we didn't, she woke up at 6 something. We're 6, so she's putting in a sub late. So school starts at 7:30. We don't know what's going on, so we split the class up, right? Now my plans for my math class were to do this little exit slip on multiplication. We'll do some practice first, actually, then do this exit slip. And then I wanted to practice multiplying on their desk with shaving cream, like a fun way to do stuff, right? And I'll get back to that in a second. So we split the class up, right? So I got like 5 extra students in my class, and I took me and so we have like we have 8 of us teachers. So we have 3 teacher groups, 2 triads, and then the GT kind of cluster. It's just 2 of them. And so I made sure that me and the other girl that are in my little triad, we had more of the handful kids and the handful collab kids because we know how to deal with them, right? So we got that going on.
Yeah.
We're doing my little review. By the way, I don't know why my school does it, but they gave us a heads up that we're gonna do a fire drill at 8:30, and I'm like, you're not really catching us off guard. Now we know we're gonna happen. It's like, okay. So I'm like trying not to start, like I'm trying to do my review, but not jump into my activity right away with the exit slip because I'm like, I know we're gonna do this fire drill, right? So the fire drill alarm goes off. Kids exit calmly. Now when it talks about the ants, one of my collab students hates ants. freaks out if he's in the grass, right? And so like we have to go out when we do the fire drill, we have to exit and go up this hill. And the first time we did it, he was like going bananas, right? And we're walking out, and this is the second time we've done it since that. So it's the third time we've done it this year. And so I'm like, hey man, you stay down here on the sidewalk because I know you don't like the ants. And he's like, fine. Like he's cool with it because like the first time, dude was like climbing up. You ever seen like a cat like above a sink? How they're like trying to stay dry. Yeah. That's what this kid was doing the first time. He's like trying to climb on my legs because he didn't want to stand in the grass. And I was like, dude, like you're. He's not huge, but like you're a third grader, you know. Plus, I want to be holding kids anyway as a male teacher. I don't know what that's going to look like. But so that goes on. By the time we get back in from the fire drill, the sub shows up. That they'd found a sub for that teacher that was sick. So we sent all her kids back to that sub's room. Right. This is about 9 a.m. I do my exit slip. I started doing the shaving cream on the desk with my class, and my plan was to do it in all 3 classes. Well, after we're done, we go to specials. The coach from from PE happens to come knock on my door. She's like, "Hey, Mr. Bing." She's like, "A couple of your kids I had to send them to the nurse because they said they're itchy." Right? The nurse's aide comes down. She's like, "Hey, I got some kids in your class, or kids in my office from your class. Their arms are all red. What shaving cream did you use?" I was like, "Barbasol, just original." And so she looked at it. She's like, "Okay." Apparently, about at least a third of my class, and they're all girls, said they were having some allergic reaction to this, and they just kept scratching each other. Or scratching not each other, but they're scratching themselves, right? I talked to the nurse, talked to a couple of different teachers, and I even sent a message to the parents and just threw the shaving cream away so I just wasn't going to do it the rest of the day. But these girls got a little too, what's that word? You know, like just sensitive. Like they were like too dramatic. They got a little too dramatic, right? And so like they were fine, but they kept like, you know, they kept scratching their arms, so it kept being even more itchy, right? So that goes on. It's weird because I'm coming back, picking them up from specials, getting ready to switch classes to go to lunch, and one of my girls, she told me about 3 times because the nurse had said it to her, and the nurse had said it to me. She found me when they were in PE. She's like, "You're grounded, Mr. Bing." Apparently, right? And so she looked at it and she told me, she's like, "Hey, I washed off their arms, the girls that came to see me, gave them ice packs." She's like, "You're fine." But she's like, "Just send a message to parents to let them know, like, hey, we did a shaving cream activity. If you have any questions, contact the nurse." So then we go, where our schedule goes is we go from lunch to recess. So we're at recess and we're us teachers, and we're like, "Hey, where's the sub?" And so we're trying to radio. Apparently, I don't know if the sub got mad or like just misunderstood, but the sub signed out at lunch. So as we walked back in, we had to start the class back up again, right? And so that just kind of like, it just changed the rest of the day, man. It's just like, it's almost like anything that could happen did happen. And there was a line here about 6 students fled. I guess apparently 6 of my kids, also because it was the Friday right before fall break, they just decided, hey, I'm taking the day off, you know, just an extra holiday, you know. And one of my kids, I know he had told me, I don't know, when's the last time you've been to a Spurs game? Has it been a while?
Me, forever today.
Well, even when we would go, didn't they used to have little kids that would play at halftime every now and then? Like that's been going on for a while, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about like
when they do the halftime show, and they'll have like some kids will play like at halftime? You don't know what I'm talking about, or you never seen that?
I don't know if I've ever been in a game and seen that, but I mean I can understand what you're talking about.
But so anyway, this student had told me he's like, "Hey, Mr. Bing, I'm playing at the Spurs game on Friday." And I was like, "All right, cool." But he didn't show up on Friday at school, so I'm guessing he just decided, "Hey, I'm taking it off. You know, I got to relax the muscles or whatever." I don't know, but I was just like, "Okay." Yeah, you know, it's like got to sign his Nike contract, right? But I was just like, "Oh." So it was really crazy, man. It was one of those days where you should listen to the Happiness Overload where there's a song where like, is it Friday yet? Because it's like, you know, I hear a beer calling my name type thing, you know, a man soda. So it was just crazy Friday, dude. All that rambling. Sorry, just to tell you the drama that happened. That's as the bell rings, by the way. The bell rings soap opera.
That's the telenovela right there. As the bell rings.
As the bell rings. Just it's very similar to As the Toilet Flushes for Choey back in the day, you know? Who dropped the stink bomb in here? Yeah, toilet. Choey wipes. Choey wipes is awesome.
I told you, right? Like after I left the job that one of the people that I worked with, like she came over like a few months later and she was like, "Hey, I have all your bathroom fragrances."
Oh,
they
yeah.
sent them. They told me to give them to you next time, and I was like, "None of those were mine."
Wasn't that
She was like,
isn't that Boss Man's wife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was like, she's like, "Whose are they?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Probably whoever was blowing it up nasty in the first place." And I was like, even more though, it shows that whoever it was,
they wanted to blame
trying to blame me. And so I was I forgot about that. Yeah, that was some of the, oh dude, that was gross stuff. It was gross.
Well, I know it was gross based on your storytelling. I will tell you though that White Gandalf always loved how I'd have those segments for a toilet watch. We had the news, the breaking news. It was Toilet Watch 24, right?
A baby hit like a recurrence, like a one-time sequel. One of the toilets in the restroom down the hallway from my office is busted. And so I've gone in there, and I guess they haven't been able to figure out how to get it clean, like fixed, but they haven't flushed it either. So there's like been stuff sitting there since Tuesday. And I'm like, oh, dude, it's starting to smell the whole toilet, the whole restroom.
Dude, this is. I'm not gonna explain. I'm not gonna mansplain it now. I'll send it to you. There's an SNL sketch of like this game show. It's like a newlywed game show type thing, right? And I guess in it, one of the contestants, it was Jonah Hill was guest starring. He apparently he clogged the toilet before he went on, right? And actually, they talk about it on the episode. He went to the bath. It was broken already. He went number 2 anyway. Like they told there was a sign on there. He went number 2, and then apparently he did it again. He knew it was broken. He clogged it, and then and the whole thing was like him they were trying to get him to admit it, and he's like, "What? Now you blame it on me?" type thing. But all right. Anyway, that's Choey and Chandler's adult humor there, right? We're not still kids.
We're mature 40-year-old somethings.
We've grown up, kinda. All right, so I will go ahead and, like I said, this teachable moment's gonna move on till next week. And I will do the social media plug, sir. And I'm gonna put on our little preview from DistroKid on our socials, so people, if they want to listen to 80s music inspired or created by us, they can do that. But we're at Choey and Jan, CHOEY, the letter N, JAN on TikTok and X. And then on Threads and Instagram, you can find us at Choey and Jan 2, CHOEY, the letter N, JAN, and then that's TOO. We're on YouTube, Chandler Bing 969. We had a inebriated history that came out this week. If you were able to catch it on any Columbus Day or an Indigenous Peoples Day, whatever you want to reckon, whatever you know it as.
Monday. Monday.
Yeah, exactly. Well, some people had Monday off, like this guy right here. And then obviously Chandler Bing, we're on Facebook too. So,
yay!
Anything you want to add, sir, before we pull the plug and add the sounds later?
I'm good.